A smart guy. He's a great guy. And he'll keep your jobs going way up. He'll keep your taxes going way down. Ron stands 100% with the men and women of law enforcement, like we all do.
President Trump at a rally in Pensacola, Florida last night, stumping for both Republican Governor Rick Scott, who's running for Senate, and the man who wants to replace him as governor, former Republican Congressman Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is in a heated race against Democrat and Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum. The very latest Real Clear Politics average shows just how close this race is, with Gillum leading DeSantis by less than 3 percentage points. Joining me right now, exclusive interview, Florida Republican gubernatorial candidate Ron DeSantis. Before we begin, we extended an invitation to Andrew Gillum to join the program. We did not hear back from Mr. Gillum's people. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Well, I guess first, give me the state of affairs. I know Florida has long been unpredictable, but it has appeared to be a red state for a long time now. Certainly small government, low taxes, no income tax for individuals, and yet you're trailing Gillum, who is a self-stated progressive who wants to raise taxes. What happened to Florida?
Well, we're not trailing in actual people who have voted, Maria. I mean, we have more than half the vote has been cast. If you look at the early and absentee votes, Republicans are leading for the first time ever at this stage. I mean, Donald Trump was down 175,000 Republican votes going into Election Day in 2016. He won by about 175,000. We are going to be going into Election Day as Republicans for the first time in recent Florida history up going into Election Day. And a lot of our voters will not vote early. They will not do absentee. They want to vote on Election Day. So I think our turnout is exactly what we need to be able to win. And if you have a poll that predicts a Democratic wave, that's going to show something different than what's actually happening on the ground. So I think we're in good shape. And I think the reason why we've been able to mobilize Republicans so much is precisely because of the contrast you talked about. People understand what has made Florida successful. We have had limited government. We have had a pro-business climate and a low-tax environment. That allows us to drive investment from higher tax states. And I think we're poised to do better than ever, Marie. I mean, in New York, people are going to be filling out their taxes in the spring. The SALT deduction is going to be gone. And I think that's going to cause an even increased flood of investment in Florida if we have good leadership and good tax policy. Andrew Gillum wants a 40% tax increase. That'll kill jobs, cause businesses to leave, and it'll stop the historic flow of investment coming into Florida. It would be a big mistake, and I think Republican voters in particular realize that. That's why they're coming out in droves.
Andrew Gillum said that he does want to raise corporate taxes. Let's go through some of the proposals and really your platform versus Gillum's. He's also said that he wants he thinks health care should be a fundamental right for everyone, meaning Medicare for all. What is your platform right now?
Well, Maria, understand, and you pointed out in the last segment, Medicare for all is Medicare for none. It abolishes Medicare Advantage, and forces seniors onto a new government-run system. Florida seniors do not want that. It also takes away people's employer-provided health benefits that they're earning in their jobs. It makes that illegal, and it forces them on to a government single-payer system. So that would upend the lives of millions and millions of Floridians. Of course, it would require a massive tax increase. It would bankrupt us. The program would hemorrhage money, and you'd have rationing and less access to care. So it is something that I think is totally unacceptable in Florida, and so I want to protect people's benefits that they've earned. I don't think government should be taking that away from anybody.
How important is a Republican victory in Florida going into the 2020 election, the re-election of Donald Trump?
Well, I think it's important for the state of Florida to build off the momentum we've had. I mean, Governor Scott has done a great job focusing on jobs, and the economy has gotten even better with President Trump being in office and enacting pro-growth policies. And so clearly, Florida, I think, with me as governor, will continue to be a success story. So as we're going into 2020, that'll be good for the president politically, but it'll also be an opportunity for Floridians to vote at the presidential level and say, okay, things are going well, we're on the right track, let's keep it going. If you have Gillum as governor, he's really going to wreck a lot of the momentum that we've had, and I just think it would be more difficult all the way around for the national stuff.
Let me ask you about foreign policy for a moment. You are a former military man, served our country country. Tomorrow, Iran sanctions will take effect. The U.S. Slapping sanctions on Iran over energy. I'm about to speak with Prince Al Walid of Saudi Arabia. Where do you stand in terms of the U.S.'s position with the Saudis and the U.S.'s position with Iran? Real quick.
The president's absolutely right. These sanctions are the right move. Ever since he nixed the Iran deal, the Iranian regime is on the defensive. The economy's hurting. This will continue to weaken them. That's exactly what you need to do. They're the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. They want to annihilate Israel. They're hostile to us, to their core. This is the right policy, and I support the president on it 100%.
All right, we will leave it there. We will see you soon. We'll be watching the developments. I know you have a big Tuesday coming up. Thank you very much, Ron DeSantis. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.